Good morning children. Welcome back to this beautiful platform of Anand Prakash Educational Academy. I am Chanda Bansal, Director of Anand Prakash Educational Academy, and for the last 13 years we have been giving coaching for JEE as well as NEET with all wonderful results. Now children, you are in 10th class, and if right now you concentrate more on clearing the concepts, 10th class portions are very simple and very less portions are there. Once you go in 11th, you will realize that the course of study for 11th is so tough, and as when you are there in 10th, you will feel that 10th is a board exam and really it is a big thing. But believe me children, when you will go in 11th, you will actually realize that how many things you need to study. And if you make your base very strong, whatever is there, whatever small part is there, if you understand every bit of it and then go ahead, that will make your journey very, very easy. So here we were doing about first chapter, and we are on the verge of finishing this first chapter. As I told you, you have to develop friendship with the chemical formulas. You have to play with the chemical formulas. You have to develop friendship with the reactions, and daily you need to remember at least 10 reactions. This is the key to understand this subject, chemistry. It will be so easy and it will be always your friend, because this is the most scoring and obviously it is a very interesting subject. So in this first chapter we have discussed so many different topics. We discussed about the corrosion also, and I do hope that now your concepts are all clear. So the last part of this topic, it deals with a phenomena which is called as rancidity. You must have observed one thing: if you take any fried stuff from outside, keep it in the container for a long time, say months, you have kept in that container for months, and then when you open the container you get a very bad smell. It's a fried stuff. So what must have happened over there? Why the smell comes out? That is because of oxidation of the fat present in that edible item. So when fat gets oxidized, it produces a very, very foul smell. Unpleasant taste will be there, unpleasant odor will be there. So that itself will indicate that now that stuff is not fit to eat, it is not fit to consume. So this phenomena of oxidation of fat is called as rancidity. When it makes the foodstuff develop unpleasant taste as well as unpleasant odor, this entire phenomena is called as rancidity. So the question arises as to what should be done to prevent this phenomena of rancidity. We never want that if we get anything from outside, it should be oxidized. It should be well kept in such a way so that it is edible for a long time. So what steps, what measures should be done? You must have seen your mother keeping things in airtight containers. So there is a scientific reason behind that. When it is kept in airtight container, naturally the fat which is present in that food, it does not come in contact with oxygen. So that increases its life, that keeps it edible for a longer period of time. That is one point. Second is some antioxidants can also be used. The antioxidant stuff which can be used in those food items, that is BHA. BHA, you can note down the full form, that is butylated hydroxyanisole. It has got a bigger structure which you won't understand right now, so I am not giving you the structure for this. Butylated hydroxyanisole, and this one, it is butylated hydroxytoluene. These are used as antioxidants. So if this is added to any of these foodstuffs, again the oxidation process will be slowed, so that will not take place. Then it is about nitrogen gas. Some gas is added along with the edible item. One example of that gas is nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is considered to be unreactive gas. So when it is unreactive gas, naturally it will not allow that food to come in contact with oxygen and thereby preventing its oxidation process. It will slow the phenomena of rancidity. Then it is about keeping the foodstuff in refrigerator. So when temperature is less, that will reduce the speed of oxidation. So keeping it in a cool place in the refrigerator will also prevent oxidation. So this is the third step, and airtight container already I have told you. Then to reduce its oxidation, the foods should be stored away from light because it can be oxidized easily when it comes in close contact with light. So these are some of the things. What type of question can be given? What is rancidity? How can rancidity be prevented? So these two things, rancidity means oxidation of fats, will be called as rancidity phenomena, which results in unpleasant taste and unpleasant odor. And then these are all the 5 steps which can prevent the phenomena of rancidity. So these are the things. Apart from this, you need to know how to write the chemical reactions, how to balance the reactions. So these are certain other things which you have to do. Lot of practice in this chapter. Then another thing which I want to discuss with you is, we did about decomposition, but electrolytic decomposition is to be done right now. So it is electrolytic decomposition. What is this electrolytic decomposition? When water is decomposed by passing electricity, that will be electrolytic decomposition. Any substance which gets decomposed by passing electricity will be called as electrolytic decomposition. Like water, it decomposes to form H plus plus OH minus. Now what happens in the electrolytic apparatus? There are 2 electrodes. One is anode and another one is cathode. So when there are 2 electrodes, like here there is presence of anode, here there is presence of cathode, and electricity is passed through here. Then as an electrolyte, some acid can be added, like few drops of H2SO4 can be added to enhance this process of electrolytic decomposition. Now anode is as such a positive electrode and cathode is as such a negative electrode. So at cathode, what will be the reaction taking place? This H plus, any positive ion, positive matlab it lacks electrons. So this positive ion will take electrons and it will become hydrogen. So it is 2H plus plus 2 electrons, it changes into hydrogen. Then it is about anode. Anode pe what will be the reaction? That is OH minus, minus electron will form OH. Negative matlab already electrons are more. So it has to come back to its original state. So what it will do? It will lose electrons at anode because there oxidation takes place. Now this OH which is formed, it will further decompose to form water plus oxygen. It will further decompose to form water plus oxygen. Now let us see, we have to balance it, and this has to be 2H2O. So that means there is 4 oxygen and 4 hydrogen. That means this will be 4OH. To balance it, to get this 4 here, you should get 4. To get 4 here, you have to have 4 over here. So it will lose 4 electrons. This is how this reaction takes place. So what do you need to remember? Hydrogen is evolved at cathode and oxygen is evolved at anode. So these are the reactions which you need to do it. Now after doing this electrolytic decomposition, there is photolysis. That phenomena is also there, that is photolysis. What you will do for photolysis? Photolysis matlab photo means light and lysis means breaking. So a substance which can break in the presence of light, that is called as photolysis, like AgBr. If this compound comes in contact with light, it will break, it will split as Ag plus bromine. So simply you need to remember that a compound which breaks in the presence of light is called as photolysis. So silver bromide, in the same way it is silver chloride, it will form Ag plus Cl2. This is how you can understand that there is a phenomena of photolysis. So AgBr, AgCl, when they come in contact with light, they will decompose, they will produce back silver as well as chlorine here, and silver as well as bromine over here. Lastly, one or two reactions will take up for balancing. Then you need to practice more and more, and we are going to practice lots of reactions in the live classes for balancing and writing the chemical form of a reaction. Suppose first I am taking a simple reaction where balancing will be easy. Calcium carbonate combines with hydrochloric acid and forms calcium chloride plus water plus CO2. Now this will come in contact with, see here you have to add a number, that is chlorine is 2, so here you will add 2. You will not write anything as a subscript, you have to write things as coefficient. So this is calcium chloride, then it is H2O. How many oxygens are there? 3 oxygens are there. How many hydrogen? 2. How many chlorine? 2. So this is how the reaction gets balanced. Same way, let us take up another example. Say aluminium plus H2SO4. It will form aluminium sulfate. Aluminium sulfate is what? Al2SO4 whole thrice. You have learned how to write down reactions, how to write down the formulas. So aluminium is the positive, it will combine with this negative, and this hydrogen is liberated. To balance, aluminium is 2, so you can put here 2. Sulfate is 3, so let us put over here as 3. So this becomes balanced. Hydrogen is how many? 6, 3 into 2. So you can get this hydrogen as 3. So I'll give you some reactions to be done, to be balanced as homework, and here this reaction will take some time for balancing. If you are not able to balance, you'll let me know, we'll discuss it over here. This is water plus NO2. You'll balance this reaction. This is the case when it is concentrated nitric acid. In chemistry, whenever acid is concentrated, it gives a separate reaction. When it is dilute, then also it gives a separate product. Dilute will mean more water is there, and concentrated, that will depend. Means water amount is less in that, so the reaction will take place in this form. So these two reactions, you will try to balance it. If you face any problem, you can ask your doubts in the comment section, or you can mail us. So we have completed this first chapter. Very soon we shall start with the second chapter.